Do I have everybody's attention now?
What's up, jabroni? Steven here, and welcome to another episode of What We Learned. Today, we're going to be talking about everything we learned from the WWE Draft. The Smackdown Live episode that we've been hearing about and getting hyped about. What did we learn? Did we learn anything? Anything of value? Not really. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not very happy with what we learned from the draft, and there was a lot of things that are more questions than answers, and I thought SmackDown was going to feel completely different than Raw. So on Raw this week, we established a bunch of stuff, who the GMs were, Daniel Bryan on SmackDown, Mick Foley on Raw. Okay, weird that Mick Foley is a face GM and the commissioner's a heel commissioner, so why would she hire a face? But forget about it. We got Mick Foley as commissioner, and yeah, at times he looked confused and forgot his lines, but hell, it's Mick Foley. We love the man. And we also learned that the Cruiserweights are coming back. Everybody got excited. Everybody was like, oh shit, the Cruiserweight Classic is doing really good on the network. It's amazing. Brand new talent. What's this Cruiserweight division gonna be on SmackDown or on Raw? We don't know, because they just mentioned it was coming back, but they didn't really establish how. Okay. We also learned that for every two picks SmackDown got, Raw got 3. We also learned that we were going to be getting 6 NXT people being called up, and everybody was like Shinsuke, Bayley, Finn Balor, guaranteed locks. One of those people came up. The other one did not. Just saying. No locks there. Fine. We don't really know what's happening here, and there's just a ton of questions, and I guess what we learned is that SmackDown is still the baby brother to Raw, honestly, because SmackDown got some great roster people, but at the same time, Raw got like the heavy hitters, man. We thought SmackDown was going to be like this big new thing which was going to actually compete with Raw. But according to the talent, it doesn't make any sense. There is so much better talent on Raw than on SmackDown. Sure, SmackDown has AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, and a couple of great players, but damn, you got Finn Balor, you got Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Cesaro, Rusev, oh my god, it's the New Day, Enzo and Cass. Holy shit, there's so much better talent on Raw. How is this the way you split the roster up? Hell, even Luke and Gallows from the club went to Raw while AJ Styles went to SmackDown. What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? I don't get it. It feels so like the B show still. And I don't understand it. Raw just stacked the deck against SmackDown. Makes you wonder, why are we going to watch SmackDown? The best people are on Raw. And just makes me go, what were they thinking? What were they doing? What was the point of this? We went in expecting it to feel like two different shows. You know, Raw was going to be a certain type of show, and SmackDown was going to be a certain type of show. But instead, it's just like, we split the rosters and both shows are essentially the same thing, which is what we've already had. They keep saying this thing about the new era, but do we really have a new era? I don't honestly believe so. If you really look at it, there's equal on both sides. Like, what is this? What is this? What are we supposed to do with this? The next thing that we learned is that since all of these weird draft choices were made, nobody really understands what the hell is going to happen with the women's division and the tag team division, because right now WWE split them, and you got Sasha Banks and Charlotte and possibly Bayley coming later going to Raw, and then on SmackDown you have Becky Lynch, you have Naomi, and you have Paige, and also Natalya, but you also have Nia Jax on Raw, and yeah, we have 2 new NXT girls coming to SmackDown in Carmella and Alexa Bliss, and I'm super cool with that. I love both of them. Kind of sucks that she got split away from the Enzo and Cass, but it is what it is. But essentially, we have 6 women on one side and 6 women on the other. We can't have essentially 6 women and 6 women and call that a division, right? I mean, you split the roster. What's gonna happen? They never even like. We don't know what's gonna happen. They didn't establish what's gonna happen with the titles. Are the champions gonna go back and forth? They were saying like they were going after champions, but they didn't establish if we have this champion, this title is here. Because if that's the case, then the tag teams on SmackDown and the women on SmackDown are kind of fucked because there's no titles there. Are they going to introduce any new titles? We don't know because this weird ass SmackDown Live didn't answer a lot of questions. It's cool that we got like American Alpha being called up and putting them on SmackDown. That's awesome. But they have to fight for something. We don't know what they're going to do, if they're going to be going back and forth with the titles, or it's confusing. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand what we're doing. It doesn't really make a lot of sense at times when I'm starting to think about it. Another thing that we learned is that we got the commentary teams, and the commentary teams, Raw got the better end of the stick, ladies and gentlemen. They got Corey Graves. They're the one that we wanted. Corey Graves is now on Raw with Michael Cole and Byron Saxton. That's a great that's a good commentating team. I mean, Saxton is kind of meh, and then you got Corey Graves, who's amazing, and then Michael Cole, who has his moments, but essentially Graves is there, makes me entertained. Graves is amazing. Get rid of JBL, thumbs up. But then you got SmackDown, and we got Mauro Ranallo over there, and he's still doing his thing, thumbs up. But now he's got to deal with fucking JBL and David Otunga. God damn it. God damn it. Feel bad for you. I don't know. We learned the teams. That's fine. That's what we got. Why can't Mauro and Corey Graves be together? Damn it. So pretty much, I think that's everything we learned from the show, and essentially it wasn't really a lot. It was just a lot of, this happened, but we don't know why. The women are split up, but we don't know why. The tag teams are split up, but we don't know why. Are they going to go back and forth? Are we introducing new titles? What's going on here? I mean, why should people want to be on SmackDown? Is Dean going to lose the title at Battlegrounds? And then they're going to be like, well, we're going to have our own damn title. It's going to feel like a B title that way. It's going to feel like a legitimate B title. We all know that the Raw title, that main title for Raw, is going to be the one that Dean has. They're going to introduce another title, and it's going to make it feel like a B title. They're going to give the U.S. title to probably Zack Ryder so he can bring that to SmackDown and leave it there. Intercontinental title is probably going to go to Darren Young on Raw and leave like that. Then we're going to have to introduce some titles. The Cruiserweights are going to have a title, clearly. So that's going to have Raw with one title, the Women's title, the Intercontinental title, and the Cruiserweight. 4 titles. That's going to leave SmackDown with the U.S. title. And that's it. Which is going to make them go, well, let's bring back the European title, which is what I've been saying. Let's bring back the hardcore title, which is another thing I said maybe we should do that. Dean's over there now. You can do that. But we have so many questions. We're really going to know what's going to happen going forward once Raw and SmackDown have their own shows going. After Battlegrounds, we're going to know. We know where Roman Reigns is. For some fucking reason, Raw drafted Brock Lesnar, who fights like twice a year. Okay, fine. But we don't know what it means. What does any of it mean? The shows feel the same. They feel exactly the same. Questions that we have is that, why was Shinsuke Nakamura not drafted? Why was Samoa Joe not drafted, who is the champion? Why was the Revival not drafted? Why was Asuka not drafted? Why was Bayley not drafted? Is Bayley going to appear at Battlegrounds as Sasha Banks' teammate? These are just questions, and I get it. You can be like, oh, well, they have titles. That's why. You needed to establish that as a rule. We're not pillaging the title champions. That would make sense. But you have to explain when you're doing a draft why Eva Marie goes higher than just about any other woman on NXT's roster. Why? Why does that happen? Why does Mojo Rawley get drafted over Ty Dillinger, over what the hell's his name? Over Austin Aries. I mean, explain these rules as to why people aren't being drafted. Other than that, it makes no sense. We were all getting excited, hoping the draft was going to be special, and the draft felt very meh. Like, the presentation was boring. They had these weird matches that meant nothing going forward. They should have just made the entire hour a draft. Had the reaction. Did it like they did back in the day. There was just different, better ways to do this. Instead, you just gave us the show where people were being drafted, and you're like, what the fuck does any of this mean? Cesaro went so late, yet you're like, what? Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens got chokeslammed by Kane to make them look weak. What the hell? Why? Oh my God, so many questions and no answers. Oh, well, that's what we learned, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we learned, and we have questions. We need answers. What's going to happen going forward? This felt rushed. While they were doing the draft, you just kind of made them go, wait, are they going on the fly? Mick Foley's pulling out garbage, and he wanted to draft Roman Reigns? Really? We got to believe that? Okay. I mean, like, just play. Like, why isn't Daniel Bryan the dude that's leading the cruiserweights? He's on the Cruiserweight Classic with Mauro Ranallo, and neither one of those guys has anything to do with the Cruiserweight division going forward. What the hell? Oh, help me, please. I don't get it. I was hyped. I was excited. This is what we learned, and we got questions, no answers. What's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen? If you like this video, comment below. Let me know what your opinions are. What did you think of the draft? Let me know. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. What did we learn? We didn't learn a lot. We should have learned more.
And all that visions are sitting high on my own gold throne. Never listening criticism. I built